Time to wrap up another fantastic week on the channel. What's up, beasties? It's me, Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. Welcome back to the channel. I am so pumped to have you here. We're going to take a look back and talk about what I read last week, what we did on the channel last week, what we're going to read this week, what I'm going to do on the channel this week, and we're going to have a good time, and I am so happy to have you here. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, grab yourself a snack, maybe a thirst-quenching refreshment. Sit back, relax, and enjoy my weekly wrap-up for last week, the week of June 30th, July 1st, Sunday or Monday, whatever you go by as the start of your week. Let's do it. All right, first up, we're going to talk about weekly book that I read for the week was Service Model by Adrian Chevsky, and I love this book. It was so good. If you've thought about picking it up, you definitely should. This focuses on it's a cyberpunk-esque futuristic society where there's robots and androids and they've an AI, and it's kind of exploded and taken over, and everyone has android robot servants, and houses are AI. And our protagonist, focus of the story, is Charles. He is a house servant, butler type android, and just from the start, it's hilarious. It kicks off, and it's from his point of view, so he is very confused because his master was kind of a shut-in, a recluse, and he is used to the same thing, but all of a sudden one day he's trying to go through his routine, but he can't because his master's dead. He's been killed, and he was the one that did it. And he's just going through his things like, oh, I need to check the itinerary today, but the master never travels. But I still will check the traveling itinerary, but he's probably not going to go anywhere because he's dead. I killed him. There's blood everywhere. It needs to be cleaned up. And then he talks to House, which is the AI House. And House, what is the status of the master? The master is stable because there's nothing that can be done for him. So he's stable. And then he's like, oh, well, then he might want to go for a ride. I should get him dressed to take him out. And then House says, negative, Charles, that will not be possible. But the master is stable. The master is stable. But the master is not living, so he cannot leave the house. And then sometimes Charles will try to prop him up and try to feed him or make him food or take him in the car. Then and this is all early on, so it's not spoilers or anything. But so then they try to call the police, and the police come because Charles is going to turn himself in, but it's actually another android that's taken over for the detective that retired. So now you've got the house AI, you've got android robot servants, you've got this police officer who's an android with a sidekick who's described as a trash can on wheels robot. And he says, there's been a crime reported. And Charles says, yes, I need to confess that I murdered my master. But the android's like, I cannot take your confession at this time. I need to be shown the body. There's been a report of an incident. I need to know if the victim is okay, if they're alive. So I need to be taken to them. So he's trying to confess, but this android's like, no, that's not in my protocol. I need to know if I cannot take that. So then they call the doctor, and the doctor comes, and of course the doctor's retired, so now it's an android. So you got an android doctor, and the police officer says, I'm here investigating a crime. I need you to check this victim to see if they were murdered. And then the doctor says, I cannot. I'm here to check on a distress call. I need to go and check on this thing. I do not know if they've been murdered, so I cannot tell you how they have been murdered. I need to check on them first. So then the doctor goes and checks on them. And then they tell the police, they check on them, and they're like, oh yeah, they're dead. And then the police officer asks again, and the doctor says, oh, I'm sorry. I will put your call on the log. We're backed up. I'm here to only check to answer a distress call to see if a person is okay. And then he leaves, and then he comes back in. Hello, police officer. I am responding to your call. I am here to check to see if this deceased person has been murdered. And it's just back and forth, and then the house is involved, and oh my gosh, it's hilarious, this back and forth. um, but that's just kind of how it is, and it's so fun. I really enjoyed it. um, I'll talk about it more, do a book review for it, but if you haven't checked this out, you definitely should. It was a fun read and not very long. I think this edition from Broken Binding, 350 pages about. Really good. I really enjoyed it. All right, and then for my novellas, on my Kindle, I read prequel novella to Harbingers of Justice, and I loved it. Kind of tells the origin of one of the supporting side characters, and it was really good. Just a lot like his book. Just amazing world, amazing creatures and character work. And then like some parts of it are funny, some parts are intense, and some parts are just gut wrenching. So he did a lot in this novella, and I think it was excellent. You should definitely check it out, and check out Harbingers of Justice. That was very good. And then I read the first short story, and You Like It Darker. I think it's called what is it? Something Boys. My mind just blanked. Oh no, not boys. Two Talented Bastards. It was really good. It's almost a small novella, 60 pages. So I read that one. It was really good. I'm looking forward to reading some more. I really enjoyed it. I'll talk about it more when I finish it, and I'll look back and do a book review, talk about which stories I liked, which ones I didn't, all that stuff. But this first story was really good. I really enjoyed it. Graphic novels. I read Volume 3 of Something is Killing the Children. So good, so good. Erica Slaughter, Monster Hunter, monsters that only kids can see, killing kids, shadowy organization, trying to cover it up. Excellent stuff. If you have not read the series, you are missing out. It's so good. Really enjoyed that. Definitely continuing with that. And then I started Saga Book 2, which has like 18 issues or something. I read the first one. I own it back there. So good. I love this. I've already read like the first 4 or 5 issues. It's so good. It just, you fly through it. It's like one of those books where you're like, just one more chapter, just one more chapter. And it really feels like you're reading a fantasy book. Like I've said, I know that sounds dumb, but it just is. It's built like a fantasy book. Just a big, epic world, a war going on, but it focuses on the people involved and their stories, and it bounces around POVs, and oh, it's just so good. I love this. You should definitely check it out if you haven't. And then I finally got to read Sakamoto Days, Volume 1. This was awesome. I really enjoyed this. I've got Volume 2. I'm going to be reading that this week, which we'll talk about in a second. But this is a hitman who was one of the most famous deadly hitmen. But then he fell in love, had a family, retired, runs this grocery store, and a current hitman who he worked with before comes looking for him, wants to bring him back out of retirement. They team up. He ends up helping him because he gets into some trouble. And then he hires him to work at the grocery store, and it's just a great story. The other character's name is Shin. He's awesome. Just, it's hilarious, just like manga, but it's also got a really good story and cool characters. Awesome battle scenes drawn. The artwork is great. I'll show you. Let me see if I can find a really cool, like, oh yeah, this is a pretty, well, maybe not that one. That might be a little spoilery. Let me find one that's really early on. Yeah, here we go. This is a good one. Boom. Pretty cool artwork. And the funny thing is that Shin is can read minds, a clairvoyant. He can read minds. And then a lot of times Sakamoto will be thinking of killing people, including Shin. Like if Shin says something annoying, he'll imagine killing him. And then it shows it, and because Shin sees it, and he's like, "Did you imagine killing me again? Why? I didn't even say anything that bad." And it's just hilarious. Their banter and working together. I love this. This is gonna become one of my favorites. All right, so that was what I read. What I'm gonna be reading. And I forgot to. I did start Perdido Street Station, and I am loving it so far. I read like 5 chapters, first 5 chapters or so, and it's just so weird and cool. The world, there's these like bug, weird experimental creatures in this just grimy kind of city, and it focuses on this kind of not nut job, but like this scientist guy that's like experimenting and doing crazy things. And so far, it's just really good. I'm digging it a lot. I didn't get very far in. I didn't read much of Empire of the Damned again. I really need to, so that's why I'm gonna. When I have a day that we don't have things planned, I'm gonna do a vlog, and I'm just gonna try to do a TBR catch-up vlog for my first one. Read as much of Empire of the Damned as I can. Hopefully, finish it. And then also read Dreadful, which I wanted to read in June and didn't get to. So look for that coming up soon. So this week I'm going to continue reading Perdita Street Station. I'm loving that. I am going to keep working through Saga. I'm going to finish that. And if I do get through that, I'll probably move on to either Ronin or Philadelphia. I have both of those that I want to check out. And then I'm going to read volume 2 of Sakamoto Days. I'm going to keep reading short stories in the You Like It Darker series. And then if I read any short stories or novellas along the way, I'll update you on the next weekly wrap-up. But that's kind of my plan for my weekly book. I had it. Where did I put it? Hold on. My weekly book this week, I'm going to read The Failures by Benjamin Lyer. Very excited about this one. Can't wait to get into it. Give you guys my thoughts. Look for that in the next weekly wrap-up. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be reading this week. And my favorite read of last week, I would have to say, it's tough because I loved everything I read. I got to say, I did. Okay. I'd have to be Service Model. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. I was going to say Saga because I love this world. I love being back in it, but I'm not done with it. So I'll say Service Model was my favorite thing that I finished last week. So good. All right, on the channel, it's been going great. Last week I did my top 10 books so far. I read Rising, ranking the 6 books in Red Rising. That was a lot of fun. I did, of course, my last weekly wrap-up. I did my monthly wrap-up for May, did tier list ranking, everything I read so far in 2024, plus everything from June, from my June wrap-up. I keep saying May wrap-up. I don't know why. June wrap-up. And then I did some box unopenings. Oh gosh, not the subscription box thing. How do you unboxing, not unopening? Oh my gosh. What is it about subscription book box stuff? I always mess up. I did some unboxing of some Broken Binding things like Time of Dragons. There Were Heroes. I did that one. I did one for Illuminations by Alan Moore. Did I do any other ones? I think I did record some more that'll be coming out, so keep an eye out for those. This morning I did put out an unboxing of Caffeine and Legends for their July book of the month box because I was excited about it, so I just kind of did that one live. I did do it with my phone again and then thought, oh shoot. And then I just added some things on the side. I know. One of these days I'll remember if it's not a short, I need to make sure it's landscape. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that if you checked it out. And yeah, so that was what we did this week. Look for some fun stuff. Now that I got all that, I had to do all that stuff last week to get ready for my monthly wrap-up, so they'd be set up. But this week I'm planning to do that TBR vlog. I'm going to do a bookshelf tour. I need to do an unhauling video with you guys to go through some books that I want to get rid of that you can help me with. So I'm definitely doing all of that stuff. I'm going to do a book review for Harbinger of Justice, so look for that. And then we'll see what else I do. Those are things I'm going to do for sure this week, but things I'm thinking about are another vlog to read Daughter's War and Black Tongue Thief back to back. I want to do a vlog of book ones that I have that I really want to try out those series. Related to my unhaul, I do want to do another one where during my unhaul, I'm going to have books that I for sure say I'm getting rid of. Then ones I'm on the fence of, I want to do a vlog where I read one chapter and then decide off of that if I'm going to keep it or not. I think that's a cool idea. I've seen some other channels do. And then I've got some other fun ideas. I still need to get my thrift store challenge one up. That is a fun one. Some book shopping stuff. Yeah, I've got some more packages to open later in the week. So yeah, just a lot of fun stuff. So get excited for it. Get pumped. It's going to be a good time. But yeah, I think that's all I got for you today, guys. It's been a good week, and I'm looking forward to this week. So thank you so much for being here. If you like this video and you like watching me act a fool, then please like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow, and I would love to have you here for another video. And please leave me a comment. Let me know if you've read any of these things. Let me know what you read this week, how your week went, or what you're excited about to read this coming week. Or just say hi, because I like that too. And that's it. So until I see you in the next video, beasties, devour those TBRs, be brave, be kind to one another, and be beastly. We'll see ya.